Okay, ladies, so here is the French homeschool update, and I really wanted to pull this apart and make it separate from the monthly homeschool update because there are a few of us who are very interested in teaching our children a foreign language in homeschool at any age, either very, very young or much older, but that we do take it very seriously. It's part of our core. And because of that, it's not always an interest to everyone else, but it is an interest to you. And it's a massive interest to me because it's the main reason why I started doing homeschooling. Now, of course, as we all know, once you start doing homeschooling, you come up with a bazillion other really good reasons to do it. But one is very important to me. So here is my homeschool update. And these updates are going to be a lot more casual, a lot probably clumsier. I don't know that I'm going to edit a lot. But I just want it to be more personable because I literally know some of you. You are writing to me and telling me about your story and your journey, and that is really special and I appreciate it. So I, in turn, want to share differently and more with you. Here is how we are doing. The books that we had been using have gone into kind of secondary status because of Morgan's interest in tutoring. When I had addressed having a tutor for Morgan, because I wanted to start her learning with someone else, learning from someone who is an actual native French speaker. And so when I broached it to her, she was all on board. She couldn't wait. In fact, when I made the appointment, I found a lady who is teaching for Alliance Française, and she's giving Morgan one-on-one tutoring lessons for 30 minutes a week. They're very short, but intense because they are immersive. They're very, very little of it is French, and I'm not around. Morgan does it in another room, and she does her lesson by herself with her teacher. And when I found the lady who would be her tutor, and I made the appointment for 2 weeks' time, Morgan was so disappointed that it wasn't for the very next week. So I was very happy that we started on a very high energetic note. And then now that she's done four lessons now, so we're 4 weeks into private tutoring. She is still very enthusiastic about it. And I'm also really thankful that I didn't start out with it because I felt like I could do it myself. And I could. But here's the difference. I am not a certified French teacher, and I really could use one. I'm a homeschool mom, and homeschool moms know how to teach their kids. But honestly, foreign language is kind of a different animal, isn't it? Because you're teaching a child something that is not perfect in your own repertoire, nor will it ever be as a secondary speaker. And so by reaching out, I have found that Morgan enjoys French even more. But I'm very grateful that I didn't start out that way because she got comfortable speaking French with me. She got comfortable with the basics. She could already conjugate verbs. She understood pronouns really, really well. She had her vocabulary and her numbers. And because of that, she is now just ripping through units with her teacher. And I feel like I was able to give her a really good base. And I'm kind of proud of myself for doing that because I think it was a risk. And I will always be her primary teacher in that regard so that she can always ask questions and I'm there to answer. I help her study. I'm her study buddy. But the person who's driving the train now is the French tutor. So along with that, I started thinking about, well, I don't think 30 minutes with the tutor one-on-one is enough. I want to be able to do more. So maybe we could do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday for longer, maybe 45 minutes Tuesday and 45 minutes Thursday. So on top of that, I started thinking, and we could do that. You can do all sorts of things. I think our payments are $30 for 30 minutes, and I don't think that's out of the ordinary or extraordinary. I think it's doable. But I really do want a deeper, tougher class. So I started looking for courses, and most of them don't start their children until the 6th grade. I have found, however, that by reaching out to these schools, the online homeschool schools who offer languages, and more, by the way, more offer those classes in Spanish than they do in French. So if you are Spanish focused, you may have better success than me. But I have found that if you reach out to them, if you have a younger child and you already have set precedent, you already have a kid who's learning, they're quite impressed with that. And they are willing to take a child younger in an older class. So if you have a fourth grader, but classes don't start until sixth grade, if you reach out and very seriously show that this is what we're working towards, because I was very clear that I'm working towards taking the DELF, the Diplôme d'études en langue française, with Morgan. I want her to take the DELF. I want her to take A1, then I want her to take A2, and then I want her to take at least B1. They'll take you seriously, and they will consider bringing you into that year-long course. Year-long courses are going to run, I think the ones that I've seen are anywhere from $800 to $1,000 a year. I don't know, do the math on that. It's Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday. It's an hour long. And if you do the math on it, I still don't think that that's an outrageous sum, especially if it's your core. It's not an elective, it's a core, and it's important to invest in those things. So that's where we are with French. And Morgan is making it her own, and she's speaking more. She's practicing French freely. She's very comfortable making mistakes. She's comfortable making pronunciation errors. She's way more comfortable being corrected, and she just feels good about her learning in that regard, and already talking about, well, if I make A2, can I pick up another language? So I don't know, why not? So that's where we are. And also I'm hoping to do, when I do world schooling, if you haven't seen the video on that, here's where we're thinking. We're thinking about starting in The Hague, because I really want to go to a museum there, and taking the train to Belgium and spending time in Belgium, and then making our way south all the way down France, hitting Paris for a couple of days, and then going to smaller towns, just town to town to town, and not having any particular schedule. So we need a flexible plane ticket on the way to get out. But I was going to finish in Corsica, we were going to make our way, I think, through down past Italy real quick, and then over to Corsica on the boat. And we wanted to keep it as French as possible, so Italy would still be fun though. But what I found, a couple things. I found that Corsica is hard to fly out of and doubly expensive. And so I thought, well, where else can we go? Should we stop in Nice and fly out of Nice and spend more time in different places in France? Should we go over to Switzerland and do the French-speaking part of Switzerland? What I think we're going to do is take a quick puddle jumper plane from Nice to Casablanca, and then spend a good few days in Casablanca, because everybody in Morocco speaks both Arabic and French. And I think that would be a wonderful cultural experience for her, and also a great religious experience, because we want to start doing world religions, and that will tie in with the idea of Islam and how that works, and what studies we would want to do, because as we do world school, then maybe we should do a world religion study while we're there, and visit the mosque there in Casablanca, and go to the souks. And I don't know, I haven't figured that part out yet. Maybe we'll have a tour guide or something, but I don't want to do touristy stuff. I want to be immersed in that culture, and I think that would be fun. And then from Casablanca, it's much easier to get out. You fly to London, and then London to Chicago, and then back home to Fargo. That's the plan. So I hope that this has helped you, and thank you for sharing your story and being a part of this experience with me. I really appreciate it, and it's just wonderful to get to know you all. So I'll see you later.